Welcome to the OTech Talks podcast, where it's all about working on technologies. You will hear the latest tech information, and your host, Kashif Manzoor, brings together product overviews, how-tos, best practices, tips and tricks, and troubleshooting techniques.
Hello and welcome back to another enlightening episode of Open Tech Talks. I'm your host Kashif Manzoor, and today we are diving deep into the transformative world of AI with a special focus on prompt engineering and ChatGPT. But before we delve into this exciting topic, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to each of our listeners. Your support, feedback, and passion for tech keep this show alive and thriving over the last 7 to 8 years. It's truly an honor to be part of such an engaged and insightful community. To all who have been with us since day one and those who have just discovered, thank you for being an essential part of Open Tech Talks family. If you're looking for more AI insights, tips, and the latest updates, do join our weekly newsletter, AI Tech Circle. And you can access through otechtalks.tv. It's a curated list of news insights with love, packed with knowledge, and tailored for tech professionals like you, like me, who are working as a day-to-day full-time employee, and they want to get ahead of knowledge and the insights on the artificial intelligence. Trust me, you don't want to miss out. But before embarking on today's journey and unravel the mysteries of prompt engineering, I just want to say thank you. And now let's invite our guest for today. Welcome to the Open Tech Talks.tv. And today we have a guest speaker, Ali Abassi. And I'm happy that we got a speaker who is working on technology and which is right now very trendy. And everyone is using it, or maybe it's being impacted, or the end user of. I'm talking about ChatGPT, and I'm confident that we will learn today a lot from Ali. And let's welcome Ali, and we will hear from him. And if Ali, you can introduce yourself to the audiences.
Awesome. Well, Kashif, thank you so much for having me. I'm really looking forward to this conversation. So my name is Ali Abassi. I'm the founder of AI4Work.co. Which is a prompt library for professionals. It basically is prompts designed for each individual job, whether you're a lawyer, a doctor, or a marketer. You'll find resources on this website that'll help you get the most out of ChatGPT. Myself, my background is mostly in marketing. Since ChatGPT came out, I became obsessed, and I just explored and tested and built various tools and various started playing around with the platform until I learned an awful lot from it. And at this point, I teach knowledge workers on how to use it for their work. And like you said, it's very trendy right now. I think at the moment there a very small percentage of people actually use ChatGPT on their daily basis, but I think that number is going to go up by a lot over the next year.
Okay. So let's start with what was your background and what you were doing it before, prompting or focusing on AI, because it just started 6 months back in a public.
Yeah, for sure.
So maybe some background, and what was the mindset? What leads you to reach here or work on this area?
Yeah. So my background, I was a professional sales person at IBM. I was selling customer engagement software, specifically Watson customer engagement software, to some of the largest corporations here in Canada, where I live. And I had the opportunity to speak with CMOs on how they're using customer engagement solutions today. Um, since ChatGPT came out, the whole business has flipped because the way that individual marketers are using it now is for content to personalize on a deeper level and so on. So yeah, my background has been mostly in technology, specifically around sales and marketing.
Right, and I can relate it because I'm also working in a technology and solution engineering, so I can I can relate to that background. All right. So, okay. So, how is it going? I mean, you started maybe 6 months or before that, and how is it going?
Yeah,
First, definitely, you are also, was trying it and then improving it. So, if you can explain a process, what process you followed it?
yeah, great question. So how's it going? So the project that I started was probably about 40 days ago. I launched my website, and at the moment there we have about 12,000 users, so it's grown pretty quickly. I would say the process or what's different or unique about the way that I've done this is if you take a look at uh, actually, I'll take a step back. As a marketer myself, the biggest frustration that I had was using ChatGPT and then actually spending more time on the tasks because I had to edit it over and over and over again.
Mhm.
And although being a productivity junkie and trying to figure out the best ways to leverage these tools to save time, I found myself actually wasting more time. It took me longer to get a task done
Okay.
because it just wasn't giving me the results that I needed. So what I ended up doing was testing it over and over again until I found out a couple different ways to get the most out of it. So if you take a look at my prompts on my website now, you'll notice that they're all written in JSON. And as a result, the GPT just understands the language a lot better. My results end up being much more consistent. Um, so that would be one simple difference between my process today. All of my prompts are written in JSON.
Okay. So maybe for audiences, if you can give a context of prompts, what are the prompts were being used? Because some of the folks maybe not using the chat GPT. So maybe we can
Okay.
set the fundamentals, okay, and then we can go into your interesting idea of using JSON, and I like it. Okay.
For sure. Okay, so the prompts that I have on AI for Work are all categorized by job. So what you would do is whatever your role is, you would go onto the website and you would select your department, marketing, sales, finance, medical. Once you click on the department, the next thing is that you click on the actual job itself.
Mm-hmm.
So say you pick marketing manager. The tasks in there will be, you'll have about 20 prompts in there that would be common tasks that a marketing manager would do.
Mm-hmm.
Create a marketing plan, create a customer persona, create a Facebook ad. So all the different tasks that are specific to your job, you'll find them on AI for Work. Um, so yeah, there's about 2,700 prompts on that website, and they're all uh, designed for professionals in the workplace using ChatGPT to help them get through large portions of their work.
Okay. So how you validated this idea that okay, I should be doing it, or and is it the right idea? How you validated it? Maybe if I think about from that angle that okay, you launched it, you worked on it,
Yeah.
and in how did you make sure that yes, I am on the right track to make it as a main work?
Yeah, great question. Mostly from user feedback. To be honest with you, I wasn't ready to launch my product.
Mm-hmm.
I had it launched, and then I was in communications with a creator on TikTok, who we were just chatting about prompts, and I told him, "Hey, check out this website that I'm building," and then he actually posted about it without me knowing, and then I woke up one morning and there was 400 signups.
Mm-hmm.
So to be honest with you, I validated it by accident. I
Mm-hmm.
built it. I had no distribution model, but just through TikTok alone, within the first month, there was 4,000 people who went on it. I got tons of user feedback, people telling me how useful the prompts were in their roles, and they haven't found anything similar. Um, so yeah, I would say from a validation standpoint, I tested the prompts myself. There's a framework that I built
Mm-hmm.
that provides consistent results, but really it was just user testing. Um, folks in all different backgrounds and different job titles just reached out to me on LinkedIn, and they mentioned that they used my prompts, that they ended up saving a ton of time. The output that they got was significantly different, and that they've learned a lot.
Okay. And if maybe we go in depth to these prompts, which are basically questions asking to ChatGPT or Bard to give me that answer to my question, or maybe help me to write something. So if you can share some tips to audiences that if they want to do it and they're not using your product, what are some key characteristics which they need to keep in mind?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the average user, when they're using ChatGPT, they're usually asking it like a glorified search, right? So if your goal was to write a blog post, many people will start by saying, "Hey, ChatGPT, please help me write a blog post." And what you'll end up with is a really bad result. It'll sound like an AI wrote it. It won't be very good. And then the way that I would structure it is, or how you would see my prompts is they start off by asking ChatGPT in JSON that your task is going to be to write a blog post. The rules that you're going to follow are going to be to start by asking me questions, by reading these reference materials, and then producing the work. Once you produce the work, then you're going to evaluate your own work. So you'll have a criteria of 6 different things. You'll validate whether the work that you did met that criteria, and you'll state how to improve it. Then the user gets the option of choosing asking ChatGPT to revise the work based on its own advice. So there's a loop that goes over and over. So ChatGPT continuously improves its own work until you end up with a really good result. So uh, so yeah, how would somebody who hasn't used my prompts before get good results out of ChatGPT? My advice would be um, to one, use JSON as the format that they write their prompts in, and two, to think dynamically about um, how to get the best results, and the frameworks that they use for their prompts.
Okay, and this JSON is you're not calling the API. It's like writing in the straight
Yeah,
in the end user, right? Or is it through the APIs?
no, you got it spot on. It's actually just using the chat platform. So when I thought about writing prompts, I had to make sure that they were consistent for any user at any skill level. So if you go to AI for Work, you simply just need to copy and paste. But the challenge is that many people, if it was written in natural language, many people will throw it in to GPT or GPT-4, and they keep getting different results. What I found was that if you put it in JSON format, you end up getting consistent results. The system seems to follow a structured path when it follows the instructions in JSON. This was a power tip. I noticed that there was maybe 1 or 2 people talking about this on Twitter, and uh, yeah, it's not a very popular or well-known way to prompt, but it's provided me significantly better results.
Okay, and I like your idea of in the framework for validation, that you're giving a validation task itself to the chat, to the AI, basically, rather than as a common practice is that, okay, whatever chat GPT is generating, then you are putting your human mind. So and like the idea that, okay, first you let get it validated, and then you have a second view on it. Excellent.
Yeah, exactly. The way that I thought about this was I've worked with multiple assistants in the past, right? Like marketing assistants and so on. And what I found was that I would never give my marketing assistant a task where they do it and then I accept the first draft. I would revise it. I would ask them to do it again to research. But I realized nobody's doing that with ChatGPT, and this is everyone's assistant. So yeah, it was the framework where the revision, evaluation, and revision really unlocked a much more powerful response.
Okay, very good. Maybe any other hack you want to share for audiences? Maybe they're working in a professional life or tech or whatever. I mean, doctors, a lawyer, which can help them. A quick hack,
Yeah,
or maybe a secret which you are holding it in your umbrella?
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't say it's really a secret. I would just say like that the investment in GPT-4 is likely the best investment and a knowledge work can make today.
Hmm.
Uh, the power of the platform is so significant, and I think over the next 2 years we'll still be unlocking new opportunities of what GPT-4 can do.
Hmm.
Um, so I would say, yeah, there's no real hack. It's just uh, from the advice of a prompt engineer is use GPT-4. Don't worry about the new shiny objects and the different tools and the different cool things that are popping up. Um,
Hmm.
invest in GPT-4, learn how to use it. It's like working with a PhD PhD assistant.
Hmm.
Uh, and yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. All right. And are you selling this product, or how the model is? If you can go
Yeah,
back to your
good
AI for
question.
work.
Yeah, so AI for Work is a completely free resource. So
Hmm.
anybody who wants to use it, they simply just need to go on. They do sign up. When they sign up, they're joining my email newsletter. And then
Hmm.
my email newsletter comes out on a weekly basis. It just focuses on best ways to use AI at work and at the job. Um, so the platform is completely free. My goal with it is really just to provide as much value as I can. Um,
Okay.
and on a weekly basis, there's always new tools that I add to it. So right now, one of the newest tools is a AI business planner,
Hmm.
where an individual simply puts in their business idea, and then it generates a 43-page business plan, including
Hmm.
things like how to raise capital, how to go to market, how to find your first 100 customers. It's a very
Hmm.
detailed business plan, but these are just one of the many resources that I put in there. It's a completely free website. The main focus of the website is really just to provide as much education and as much value um, for users. From a monetization strategy, it's really just building a community. So the
Hmm.
community's in the newsletter, and then the goal there is really just to continue to provide value and work with sponsors.
All right. Right. So that's the your monetizing strategy. All right.
That's correct.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And so maybe over the last, I think, 6 months, if you rate your journey, are you doing this full time, or are you have something else to do it, and how you're balancing it?
Yeah, I would say it's really challenging to balance it. I do
Mm-hmm.
work full time in a growth marketing role. So my
Okay.
focus is with a variety of different clients. But what I notice is most of my client work at this point is around AI and it's around automation. So
Mm-hmm.
this trend isn't just something that I came across. It's in my daily work. But AI for
Mm-hmm.
work has I didn't expect it to grow so quickly. Like I didn't
Mm-hmm.
expect 12,000 members to join within 40 days. I didn't expect the community to grow so fast. The trend is
Mm-hmm.
much larger than I anticipated. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think there's a hunger for really good quality content that's usable and practical. Because I think a lot of the stuff that people find online when they search for prompts or ChatGPT is very low quality. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I think there's a lot of people looking for answers here
Mm-hmm. Okay.
in this
Now
space.
maybe as you were working also in your previous role in Watson, and now
Yeah,
you are actually supporting it and building the content and in this AI trend. So how you see, or what are your comments for the knowledge workers? What
yeah.
they should be doing it, or how they are, on what area they should be focusing on it?
Yeah. Um, I think there's several stages. I think the
Mm-hmm.
first stage, if anybody hasn't ever used an AI tool before, they start with ChatGPT. They start with the regular user interface. I
Mm-hmm.
think as just based on the announcements that have come out in the last 7 days, all right,
Mm-hmm.
OpenAI is going to have an enterprise plan, which means there's going to be
Right.
many more workplaces
Mm-hmm.
that integrate GPT into their workflow. Google announced Duet.ai or Duet AI, which is going to put AI tools in the hands of approximately 100 million users in the
Mm-hmm.
next 30 days.
Right.
Right. So every company out there at this moment is looking at how to use AI in the workplace. So everybody should anticipate that their job will be impacted in one way or another. The best thing that they can do is learn how to leverage these tools. And if they want to start at the basic level, it's just learn how to use and how to communicate with ChatGPT. If they want to get more advanced, the next step there is to start using the API in tools like Excel or in Google Sheets. That would be step two. Step three is start to learn how to use some of these tools where you build your own applications. They're very easy to do. Anybody can do them now. And then step four, when you're a master at it, you start building your own applications in Python. But for the average employee just looking to improve their skill set or prepare for this coming wave, is honestly just use ChatGPT every day. Become AI first. Before you do a task, think to yourself, how do I get ChatGPT to help me do this quicker, faster, in a smarter way?
All right. Maybe a leading question to it, that you said you build step 3 or 4, you build your application. Maybe if you can elaborate more on it.
For sure. So I would say if somebody is brand new to programming or new to technology in general, but they have an idea, the first and easiest area to start would be using a tool like make.com or Zapier. With these platforms, for example, with Zapier, they have Zapier interfaces where you could simply build a chat. You could build a chatbot. You could build an application that calls the OpenAI API, and you could build something customer facing. It's not a scalable solution, but if you're using it amongst yourself and your coworkers, it's a very easy way to leverage an incredibly powerful tool. The one thing that I would say about like why this thing is so revolutionary or why it's so important is we were always able to automate tasks, right? Like if this happens, then that happens. The difference between now and then is now we have a very dynamic tool that can make decisions. You could put unstructured data and ask GPT to give you a yes/no answer. If it's a yes, do this. If it's a no, do that. And that was never possible before. So I would say, start with something super simple. Use something like Zapier interfaces where it connects to the OpenAI API and allows you to build software or a quick little web app to help you solve your problem.
Wonderful. Maybe last couple of questions. So, and usually when someone is doing a full-time job and then doing such activities, so how you're maintaining work-life balance?
Yeah. I don't think I am. I don't think I am maintaining. I think I'm pushing through as hard as I can, and just trying to make everything work out. Yeah, you know what the answer is? I'm not. I'm working evenings. I'm working weekends. It's taking a toll on both my life, my family, and so on. But I think it's worth it. And I think I'm building something that's truly helpful. It's able to help people save time. Earn more and just be more productive. So I'm proud of the work that I'm doing, and I think it's useful. So yeah, just trying to get the most done with intent.
Sure. Okay, so maybe a last question. So if someone wants to reach out to you or your AI for work, so if you can share some links or.
Yeah, absolutely. So to reach out to me, they could just go on LinkedIn and search my name, Ali Abassi, or they could search AI for work. I'll show up. If they want to check out these prompts, it's completely free. My goal is very simple. It's to help every professional save at least 1 hour a day in their work. If they go to aiforwork.co, they'll find prompts specific to their job. And then they can use them if they find them useful. Reach out. I'm happy to connect and be as helpful as I can be.
Thank you so much, Ali, for joining the Open Tech Talks and sharing your prompt engineering, I think, hacks and the secrets what you are doing, and you're building a library which will definitely help a lot of folks.
Thank you. Sure. Well, Kashyap, thank you so much for your time and for inviting me.
Thanks for listening to the OTech Talks podcast, and be part of Tech Talks at otechtalks.tv. It's a turf to share ideas, insights, and innovations.